things first. There's so many ways you can package cookies, and this is for anybody that wants to package cookies, but it's specifically targeted, or it's specifically thought from a person that's going to sell cookies. So this is my 2 cents on selling cookies. I am not a fast decorator, so what I try to do is create very cute designs for you all that they're easy to decorate and they're still cute, that do not have a lot of work on them, and that you can decorate fast and make money. So I feel like as a cookie decorator, where your money is, or and I am not an expert by any means, this is just my experience. So I always felt like holidays were the place where I usually made more money, because I could have like the same colors, and I could have like a bunch of different options, less options, you name it, and I get to decide what I decorate. So all my mini sets, all the sets, the thought behind all those things is to make your life easier when you're gonna sell cookies. And what else was, okay, so let's talk about ways to package your cookies and what you need, okay? So boxes, that I get that question all the time. These are my to-go boxes right here. They have them in different colors. They have them, these are BRP boxes. This is 12 by 5, so it's 12 inches by 5 inches by 1 1/4, I think, or 1 and something like that. And it comes in a craft, it comes in white, it comes with like just like an insert, like an acetate insert without like the window, just like a clear lid. It comes in 1 piece. This is actually a 2-piece, and it's a little bit more pricey than the 1-piece one. I purchased these ones, really doesn't matter. Any of those options work, whatever you like. I am obsessed with craft color, but recently I purchased the white ones and I've liked them. So I think I'd rather use the craft color ones, but I have these ones. They're already assembled, and I always have them like that, so I can take pictures, okay? So remember, this is something that you can do ahead of time. So if you can have somebody that can help you do boxes and keep them somewhere, like if your mom is coming over, if your friends are, well, not that we are doing a lot of socialization right now, but when we go back to gatherings and friends coming over and family and things like that, having them help you do things like this is super helpful. You can have this ahead of time, leave a box in the garage with them assembled. Just try to do as many things as you can ahead of time. So this actually has the sticker in it. It's from CookieCon. They let me have this box. We were like neighbors. So it's neighbors at CookieCon. So this is a 9.5 by 6 by, let me see, I can't see, but 1 1/4, okay? This is the other box that I like. So 90% of my designs. So do you see Mariana right there? She's my niece, and she's probably gonna help answer tons of the questions. So she will probably read them and help me. I did not ask her, but she's super nice, and she probably saw me and she thought, my aunt needs my help. Okay, so anyway, this is it right here. And what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Okay, so boxes. These are 90% of my sets are designed to go in these boxes. And 99% of the time, they're regular size cookies that go in here. If you experience a lot of spreading on your recipe, go with a mid-size cookie. Don't do regular, because they will probably do not fit there. Another good rule of thumb, we get tons of messages and questions like, hey, like I want to do this set, what box should I use? It's very easy. We're always willing to answer any questions, but if you need an answer right away, just add your widths, add them up, and you'll have a very good idea on what your total width will be, and that will help you see if that is actually something that can fit on your box. Okay, so then that's boxes. Cellophane bags. So we sell cellophane bags, but you can purchase them, everybody sells them. And our sizes are 4 by 6, 3 by 11, which these are for our minis. And then we have a 5 by 8, which I don't have with me right now. And then the 5 by 12, okay? So those are our cellophane bag sizes. And all our cookies, like those are great sizes. You'll find that, you know, anything fits in there. These are meant, or they are okay if you use your heat sealer to close your bags. And then, okay, the other thing is mason jars. I love to do minis on mason jars. This is another way to package your cookies. And I like the ones, I don't have a link for them, but you can just look on Target. That's where I found that they've got the best deal. I like the ones that don't have a texture in them. I just feel like cookies look a lot better in here. What else you'll need? You need, of course, scissors. You'll need like ribbons. It really doesn't matter in Father's Day, I feel like, because I want to keep it simple and masculine. I'm only gonna do like a few ribbons, but there's so many things you can do. So Target, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, online, Paper Mart, anywhere, what's this other, Nashville Wraps, they all sell great ribbons, and you don't need a lot. So my go-to ribbon, and this is actually, I do have it on my Amazon favorites, is this, my favorite. I do most of my bows, and like the longest, it's very inexpensive, and I feel like it's trendy and it looks great. It's on my Amazon favorites, like you, I think that's how you call it. I know in Spanish, I can't pronounce it in English, but this is like my go-to ribbon for most of things. And then I'll just add like other ribbons, just a little bit here and there, to just keep my price point down too, okay? And then, okay, this right here. Now, this does not match any of my Father's Day things, but I wanted to show it to you because this is another way you can package your cookies. They're at the $1 Target spot, and these are $1, and they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's a very inexpensive way to package them. I would probably do still a cellophane bag and put cookies in there, and then just place it in there and make it look super cute. You can also use those like latte, those like coffee things that they have at TJ Maxx or Marshalls, like the to-go cups. They have like seasonal ones that are super cute. That's another great way to package your cookies, okay? So that's it for packaging like boxes and containers that I've done that I feel like work for me, okay? Okay, then I'm gonna show you how I do it, okay? So I get a ton of questions about if I heat seal my cookies, if I don't. The client doesn't want them heat sealed. The client wants them heat sealed. These are my 2 cents on the topic. So you need, if you're selling your cookies, you need to establish your rules very well, okay? And for me, I'm gonna do whatever is best for my product. And I do understand that we're all trying to be green and save on packaging. But if somebody gifts that cookie to another person, you have no idea if that person is gonna eat the cookie within a day or 3 weeks. If that person, and you know, we as consumers sometimes are harsh. So if that person eats a 3-week-old cookie that has not been heat sealed, they're probably gonna go, you know what, those cookies are not that good. They're not fresh, and you know how it goes. So to me, this is my packaging. This is how they're delivered. Even when I sell, or I used to sell like dozen cookies or 2 dozen, they were always heat sealed. If the client wanted to open them and, you know, cut them and pull them out of the bag, that was up to her. But I always heat seal all my cookies, because that is gonna guarantee that I'm gonna deliver the best product for my client, and that the cookies are gonna stay fresh for a longer period of time. So that's why I do not give them the option. Oreo does not give you the option to have cookies handed to you in your hand. I mean, that's their packaging, and that's the best thing to keep them fresh. So I feel like that's the way to go. Okay, one more thing that I forgot to tell you. If you sell cookies, you probably need to comply to your cottage food law. For those of you that are new, your cottage food law is what regulates what, how do I call it, your standards, or what you should do, or what's legal or not legal on your state or area that you live. So like for instance, in South Carolina, and I have not sold cookies in a long time, so I'm not, if something changed recently, I'm just gonna say, I mean, don't quote me on this, but I'm just gonna say, let's pretend, okay, these are the rules. They do require you to do the ingredients in a label. This is another thing that you can do ahead of time and have anybody help you. Before, when I used to sell cookies, I would get my friends, my kids, my niece, my mom, whoever came to help me add this sticker to my cellophane bags. So that way, when it was ready, when it was time for me to package cookies, I did not have to waste time on that. And I knew that all my cellophane bags already had my sticker and I did not have to worry about it. Also, a lot of people will maybe purchase like a set of 3, 4, or 5 cookies and give them individually. So that's a good way to get your name around. So my label has, or this was my cookie logo. So it has my logo, it has my name, my phone number, my email, and my address, because that's what's required by my cottage food law, and then the ingredients right here. And then I have a bigger sticker that I use to put on the boxes, and this has no ingredients, it only has my logo, and it has like my Facebook, Instagram, and it has name, phone number, email, and address right there, okay? I forgot to tell you about those things. That's something you can do ahead of time too. Another thing you can do ahead of time is cut your ribbons. If you know what you're selling, you can have somebody help you do that. It does not require a lot, your husband, your kids, whoever, okay? So let's do this, okay? So I'm gonna do 2 boxes just to show you. And I'm gonna do my 2 favorite sets that I did for Father's Day. This is one of my favorites. It's a 2-piece, and sometimes, I don't think, no, I'm not lucky enough, but sometimes I can actually fit them in the 3x11. A lot of the tall cutters, actually most of my tall cutters do fit in the 3x11, like that. Okay, so all the tall cutters that you see on our shop will fit in the 3x11 cellophane bag, okay? So, like I said, we have a 5x8 that I don't have with me. A lot of, I get this question a lot too. Do you think I should get the heat sealer that cuts that has a blade because it's more expensive? I would say yes. Just remember that your time is money, and if you're gonna have to cut by hand with scissors and wait, and you know, it will take you, I don't know how many hours to do it. I mean, within a few sales, you're gonna pay for that extra thing. So how the heat sealer works, and it's linked on my Amazon favorites, this specific one, is that it has like a number right here, and depending on the thickness of your cellophane bag, that's a number you set. They're different, it varies. Mine actually needs this space replaced. But if you click on it, it does a little click, and it's only on that specific amount of time. So the number is actually the seconds it takes you to heat seal the cookie. Now, it's usually, for me, it's usually number 3. And I did not cut it because I was talking too much. And then you just go like that, and it will cut your extra bag, and you will end up with something like this, okay? I feel like this is the way that it keeps my cookies more fresh. And if something else works for you, that's great. This is just what works for me. And then I'm gonna use my 4x6 for my remote control, okay? The other question that I get asked a lot too is, do you put all your cookies in one package, or do you package them individually? So our 5x12 bag gives you the option of putting all your cookies in the same bag, and they will fit the sets, like the tall sets. I personally like to package each cookie individually, again, because that gives the client, or whoever your client is gonna give that set of cookies to, extra time to keep their cookies fresh. Okay, I'm gonna move this on one side, and I'm gonna hurry up because I am taking too long. Okay, then I just grab my box. The shred helps keep the cookies in place. I'm gonna explain to you why. So by doing the shred, it sort of like creates a thickness at the bottom where it doesn't let your cookies move. So, I mean, you know, they don't move. If that shred was not on the bottom, then my cookies move. If that's something that's not important for you, then you can get away with not purchasing the shred. The shred is not food safe, so I never put my cookies on top. And then what I do is that I grab my cute ribbon. This is actually new, so there. Okay, and then the first box that I make, I usually measure, and then all the other ones, I'll just cut them. But I need to measure first. I like to do this with my cookies, okay? I do it in one corner like that because it keeps my box secure, and I can actually see that was like super long. I think I super overreacted right there. Okay, and then there's so many things you can do right here with your bow. For Father's Day, I would probably just add a tag and keep it super simple. You can also, another thing I like to do is grab a little bit of a ribbon and maybe put it just like that in there. And I've got others in here that I felt that they were like masculine. So I'm gonna add this other pattern right there, and you can add as many as you want. They do not have all to be the same. I do like to specify when I am posting the sets for purchase that the ribbon may vary, because I've had people actually getting upset because the ribbon that they got were not the exact same as the one posted. So writing things like that, you know, like, you know, ribbon may vary, just helps you so you keep your clients happy. And if somebody complains, you're like, it said right there that the ribbon may vary. So there. Okay, that's how I would package something like that. Okay, so now let's do the tall shaving classic set. This was my favorite tall set for Father's Day. I think that's the only tall set I got for Father's Day. Okay, so these I like to do on my 3x11. Again, the 5x8 will fit all the cookies in here, but I personally prefer them sealed individually. So I'm gonna just get these right here, and you can actually see that was like too hot. I need to change this part right here, needs to be replaced. Haven't used this in a long time. Okay, so you can also reseal your cookie if you wanted to, and add another cookie in there and heat seal it again. So when your heat sealer is too hot, it will create that right there. So that's how I know it was too hot. Okay, then I'm gonna grab my box, and I always like to do, the way I lay them out is just, I try to balance the colors. So this is like a mustard, so I'm gonna put that one in the middle because the other ones are really neutral colors, and I'll play around and see how they look, and then I'll show you. So sometimes, for some random reason, you will get spreading on a recipe and your cookies might be bigger than you thought on your box, and that's fine. I mean, don't panic, don't like worry about it. Your clients are not going to be very upset about it. They may not even notice that your cookies are on top of each other a little bit. Okay, so I've had my now 9-year-old help me package cookies since she was like 6. So I mean, this is something that really your kids can help you if you give them like food gloves and make sure that they understand what they can and cannot do. Maybe I would not give my twins this task, but my daughter, absolutely, I would get her to help me like that. Okay, so this is what my box, this is what the box looks like right here. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the lid, and again, that shred on the bottom will help them stay in place. And again, you can, if you wanted to do something fancier, here. I love these just like neutral ribbons. Whenever I find them, I always purchase extra. So a good way to measure it, if you're gonna do this type of like cross, like ribbon bow right there. So I do two lengths, and then do extra, and then just go from there. I'll cut it, and then if that's a good measure, I'll like unwrap it and just know that that's going to be my measure. Of course, it would be great if I would have written it down, because it is the same for every set of cookies that I've made, but I've never written it down how long it is. Or I could probably just save a piece of ribbon, right? Okay. So, okay. So I do it like that, and look at all the extra ribbon that I had. And right here, I'm gonna add, and you really do not want to be wasting this. You want to make sure that you're measuring correctly. There is no point on wasting this. Let me show you a little other thing that I do. So if you've got like a thinner ribbon that you want to use, you can do something like that, like a loop, and do something like that. And with this same ribbon, I'll just do a knot right here. My husband took the kids to the bedroom to watch a movie. So there, that's another way that you can do your bow, and this really should be up here. Okay, so we've covered 9x6, we've covered 12x5. Okay, at the end, I'm gonna try to stick around for like 5-10 minutes to answer any questions. I know Mariana, my niece, is helping me with some of them, but okay, minis. Minis are the best sellers. I've had a few people messaging me saying, oh my God, I purchased minis and those are my best sellers. Minis have always been my best sellers for clients. Okay, so this is the rule that I follow with minis, okay? I do 3 very simple designs and 1 more intricate, okay? So 1, 2, 3 simpler designs, and then I'll do 1 more intricate, or however you want to see it. But this is a place where you want to make money, and having just simpler designs that are cute and pretty, I guess like before you add another detail to that specific cookie, ask yourself if that detail is really gonna make a difference, because right now when you're doing your samples, you might be okay adding an extra whatever to each cookie, but once you're gonna do hundreds of them, you're gonna be like, I could have gotten away with not adding this specific detail. A great way to do it to save some time is these eyes. They're PME, they don't bleed. We have them on our website and they look super cute. Some people, now I'm gonna warn you, some clients think that they're too hard. And the same thing here. So try to balance the colors as you lay them on your bag. So I am gonna try to, hold on. So right now, try to balance colors and the intricacy of your designs. So I'm probably gonna do that one, and then that one and the fish or something like that. And how I like to, this is a 3x11 cellophane bag, and how I like to put them is I lay my cellophane bag flat on the counter or table or wherever you are. It has a shorter side right there, and that is facing up. So I just like, if you see, I think, yeah, you can see what I'm doing, like right there. I'll just align them like that. And then this I heat seal too. Of course, you're not gonna cut the end of this, you're gonna leave it like that. And on this one, you can do any bow. I know Nashville Wraps has some cute bows. I've seen Brady from the Frosted Cookery use them, and they look really great. Anything works really, like. So the other question I get asked a lot too is, how much do you sell your minis for? I would sell something like this for $8. Minis are still a lot of work, cutting them, baking them, and everything. So this would be my fishing mini set. I will probably add a tag here and sell this for at least $8. With the big cookies, I usually do regular size cookies, $5. So for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would do these for like 20 something dollars, 25, 20, you know, depending on what you feel comfortable. Also think that if you need to pay yourself $2 or $3 an hour while you're doing this, like think if that's really something you are willing to do. And then something like this, I would probably do like $12 or something like that, at least. Okay, next, mason jars, okay? So the amount of minis you're gonna be able to fit in here, it really depends on which minis you're gonna put in there. So this is how I do it. I usually start on the edges and try to do different cookies, not the same ones. Try. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I don't have enough, I don't have different models or different styles to keep that from happening. The ones that are not my favorite or the ones that are easier to decorate, I'll add extra of those. So when you're doing your samples, do extra cookies and play with them if a mason jar is something you're gonna go with, and do just simpler things. Maybe I would just fill my mason jar with this one right in the middle. So let me show you. That's how I lay them. Do you see? So this one in the middle keeps my other cookies from moving. So that absolutely can be a simpler design right there. I'm gonna try this there, like that. And I'll just keep adding them. I should have done something yellow for these two minis. These are the chubby minis. I didn't, but so I've got 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's usually between 10 and 12 cookies that I can fit in here. There is another mason jar that has a big opening at the top, and that's easier to put your cookies in there. And then just do that. I had a piece of fabric, but I can't find it. You can actually do a piece of fabric right here that will match your theme. And I had this ribbon that I thought would be super cute on that mason jar. So if you want to do a piece of fabric in here, you put the fabric in here. Here, let me show you. I've got some craft paper, not craft paper, some parchment paper right here. So let's say this is your piece of fabric. I usually do a square a little bit bigger than that circle, and then you just go like that. It looks super cute, and I'm going to do these around just to make it look a little bit more dressed up. I'll do a bow. And I found this ribbon. I have no idea where I bought it, but I thought it would go very well with that tool set. There, look how cute that looks. And you could also add like a ruler in here that's yellow. Just like simple stuff that will help you fill days. Remember that, at least for me, holidays were the opportunity for me to make a little bit extra money. So try to make your life easy. Try to not do super intricate stuff, just cute things. If people love your cookies, they will purchase them. And I mean, they're a lot of work. They are like little pieces of art. So that looks amazing. And I think that's it. That's all that I had prepared for you guys. I think I covered most of the things of how I do my cookies. I wanted to share something else with you. For the mason jar, this is a 2x2 sticker. I'll do the sticker on that plate, that flat plate. I'll do the sticker there. Or you can do it at the bottom and order a smaller one. And I always stick one of these. You can stick it here, like I do it at the bottom, but I've seen people that have very simple logos that are beautiful and that look beautiful on their boxes on one corner. Mine doesn't, because it doesn't match everything. But okay, so I'm gonna take 5 minutes to answer any question. I am gonna leave this on my IGTV, so you can refer to it whenever you want to, okay? So one more thing, all the cookies were minis. The minis were minis, the mini size, the 2-inch, and the big cookies were all regular size. I do not have spreading on my cookies, so I feel very comfortable doing a regular size cookie. But if you experience a lot of spreading, you might want to go to a mid-size or smaller. That's just a personal preference. Okay, let's see. I think, okay, I order my stickers from Uprinting, uprinting.com. Okay, with pricing cookies, so my minis are usually $2 and my regular size cookies are usually $5. If I'm gonna personalize the cookies, then I charge $1 extra. But I've actually gotten away from doing that because I have horrible spelling and I will always make mistakes and it makes me so nervous. Also, it's a lot of work when you're packaging cookies to know which name goes to what order and things like that. And then I charge extra for the box if it's only like a set of 2. So for instance, this I would do probably $12 at least, although each cookie would be like $5. 5 and 5 is 10. But since it's only 2 cookies, I would probably charge $1 or $2 extra for the packaging, because it takes a lot of time to package cookies. It's not only the time that you it's not only the cost of your box, but the cost of your time packaging cookies. And then something like this, I could probably do $24, $26, something like that. So my base point for that is $5 for a regular size and $2 for a mini. Okay. Yes, I always do my sleeves, $8. I think I don't see any more questions. Do I see any more questions? I think that's it, guys. I am gonna leave this on my IGTV.